Welcome back to AGN Football for another podcast video, a short, succinct, and to the point football chat. Um, I'm back with Marty, who is a regular on Arsenal Fan TV, or AFTV as it's known these days. Welcome back, Marty. Great to have you again on the podcast. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm really good, my man. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a good week, interesting week. I'm really looking forward to the Arsenal Dinamo Zagreb Champions League game on a Wednesday evening, live, direct, inside the Emirates.
Bring your noise. We're back
Yeah,
in
bring your
Champions
noise
League
and your
action.
toys. Adam,
Come
and do you know
on.
what? Do you know what a special evening it is?
Go on.
You are blessed. You're blessed tomorrow. You're blessed at this Champions League game to be sitting next to the one and the only Mr. Marty himself, me.
The one, the
It's
only,
going to be a good
the
night, mate.
legend.
I'm looking forward to sitting next to you actually and experiencing.
Okay.
Obviously, we do this sort of ticket swap thing, as we said for those who don't know. Where obviously Adam sits in different seats, obviously to me, and I sit near the front, near the dugout, and Adam sits near the top, near the North Bank. Is it clock end?
So I'm tomorrow I'm clock end because they moved me for Champions League. But
What?
normally, yeah, they moved me for Champions League games. So I'm in 1-2-2. We'll be sat in 1-2-2 tomorrow.
Where's that?
That is clock end,
Oh,
top
we're in the
clock end.
clock end.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Whereabouts?
It's literally as sort of central as you can get. So if you
Really?
look down, you can literally see the goal right underneath you.
Oh, so we're going to be with Clock End Curtis.
I think he's in a block over also. I
Oh,
think
is
he's
he?
in one
So
two
are we near the
four.
front?
I think he's 124. Yeah, we're near the front. It's a decent view. It's a decent
Was it
view.
upper tier? Yeah,
It's upper tier. Um,
fantastic.
but for those who are curious as to where my normal seats are for Premier League games, it's 114, which is pretty much off to the side. But you've got a great view of the pitch. Um, it's a really nice view. I think I've shown you photos, haven't I? Briefly
Adam, you're gonna have,
of
yeah,
it.
you have shown me pictures, but I thought we were sitting there. You're gonna have to do me on them as well.
We have to do Premier League one as well,
I
which
need
I'm
to.
sure
I
we
need
will.
to. I was looking forward to the side on view because see, with my seats where I'm like close to the pitch, they're fantastic subs warm up in front of me. But obviously, you do miss like against the Villa game, and I got absolutely
Mm.
lambasted for it on AFTV because I didn't see the Villa goals that well. They're the worst goals for me to see. Back post, and they're like they're far away. You just basically see the ball going in the back of the net, and the away fans go nuts. So
Yeah,
it was a bit of a distance, and where it was a bit of an entanglement, you had a lot of players in front of you. It was really hard to view. But I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow
wow.
night. It'd be great to sit next to you, and obviously being the clock end and the experience for anyone that doesn't know who's never been in the clock end is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
Especially you've got the Ashburton Army down below
mm,
us,
down below.
the raucous bunch, roaring and singing their songs as they do, which is fantastic. So it'll be great. It'll be great to see it from a different atmosphere and a different viewpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good to experience it. I don't know really what to expect tomorrow, so I'm going to just throw this your way. Um, what I've heard is there are a lot of tickets on the ticket exchange. Obviously, we've
Yeah,
just come off the back of a 2-2 with Aston Villa, disappointing result.
yeah.
Unai Emery coming back to haunt us again, as it's
Dracula,
he seems
Dracula
to do.
comes back.
He
Dracula
does,
comes
doesn't he?
back to haunt us, mate. Do you know what?
He
And I'll tell
does.
you what. Can I sorry to jump in, Adam, but I just wanted to end on this because I don't feel got this out. Actually, well, I didn't get this out. I didn't get this out of my system anywhere, and I felt I needed to say this. So
Mm,
Dracula came back to the Emirates after absolutely. He was the one that ruined it. Wenger, listen, we were still in the Champions League, and I'm not saying that's good enough for Arsenal. Obviously, we were dropping off, and Wenger was getting to the end of his tenure. But I would have liked to have seen him not being forced out. I'd love to have seen him just play it out. And I still reckon without the forcing out, worst ways it would have been another season. But getting Emery, be careful what you wish for because he absolutely
mm,
destroyed Arsenal. I mean, listen, I remember going to midweek Europa League games. Yeah,
yeah.
and there was 25,000 people in the Emirates. Now, anyone who's ever been to the Emirates, when it's 60,000 people in there, and people are not that rocking it, you notice it. But let alone when you have got 25,000 people in there on a freezing cold -1 Thursday evening, playing some team from the Outer Hebrides that no one's heard of that play on a pitch with one man and his dog. Basically, it is. I mean, a few games, I'm going to be honest, and I have absolutely slated for people. There's a couple of games I did actually leave at half time because I was bored out. I remember one of them was Ludogorets, and it was the most boring game I've ever watched in my life. And I was freezing. And I wasn't dressed for the football either. But anyway, it's enough of me. Sorry to interrupt that. But anyway, it was Unai Emery. He was the one that ruined Arsenal. And he keeps coming back to haunt us.
Yeah, no, it's very rarely a good evening when he comes back. But anyway, if you know, you know. But yeah, no, I remember those games, those Europa League games. Do you know what? I attended a game against Karabag or Carrier Bag, as they've been
Carry a bag. I
jokingly
love it.
Carrier Bag, and I don't even know where they're from actually. So I forgive any Karabag fans that are viewing. I highly doubt there are, but I
Probably
remember
not, mate.
probably not.
So just go for it, Adam. Don't worry, you're not going to get bashed up outside the Emirates tomorrow night by any Karabag fans. Go for it, and Ludogorets fans as well. Go in on them.
That's it. I drove
Just be
down from.
careful. Just be careful of the Dinamo Zagreb fans because I've heard they're a bit naughty.
That's it. That's it. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it was it was a weird experience because I drove down from Devon where I was living at the time. So these days I'm a near London lad, but back then I was living in Devon with my folks, and it was something like a 3 hour drive to watch Arsenal beat Carabao 1-0. Lacazette scored the goal.
Oh wow!
Freezing night.
Yeah,
I was behind the goal on the lower tier,
yeah.
and literally, honestly, Marty, it was like watching an
What
exhibition game.
was it? North Bank you was at?
Do you know what? I don't know, but I remember I was just behind the goal,
For a man
and I
that
saw that.
remembers Giroud scored in the 81st minute against Manchester City in 2015, and Walcott
You was
scored in the
impressed with that,
87th
weren't you?
minute again. Huh?
You were impressed
Oh,
with that, weren't you?
that was,
It's
I mate,
great
Adam,
knowledge.
honestly, I was really impressed with that. That was some serious football knowledge because I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't have a clue. I was thinking, who was our strikers in 2014, 2015? But and then you just popped. You went, I know this, and you knew the minutes. You knew who got subbed. You knew how the second half. You went all of this. I was like, wow, that's some real ball knowledge there. That's
It was
top.
decent,
No,
wasn't it?
kudos.
Let's um, let's dive into tomorrow then. You know, no, look, I mean, when I was interviewed about this on Talksport, I said we'll beat Zagreb 3-0, and I'm going to stick
Wow.
with that as a prediction. I said, you
Okay.
know, we'll turn up a bit against Dinamo Zagreb, we'll win 3-0, and I'm going to go by my prediction
Okay.
and stick to my virtues. I don't see them carrying much of a threat, Marty. Surely you would agree
Mate,
with me on that
listen.
one.
Right. Okay. What I'm going to say about this, right? It's they are the for their it's the Priva League, the PRVA league that they have, a Croatian football league, yeah, and they've won it. They're the record holders. 25 times they've run that. The Croatian
Mm,
Cup, they are the record 17 times winners for that. The Croatian Super Cup, they're the winners of that with an 8 record as well. And the Croatian Pokal. So listen, they are a serious. Listen,
mm,
they're winners. They hold records in the cup. Whether the Croatian league is much cop at all, they know how to win and they know how to win titles and that's it. And it's I think sometimes on your night it's that winning mentality of do you know
mm,
what of showing up and being like why are we going to be afraid of this bunch of overpaid or
mm,
what's it
mm,
footballers millionaires that are footballers not footballers that happen to be millionaires because that's
mm,
what in some cases a lot of them are. And
mm.
listen, it could go one way. We could end up battering them off 6-0. That could happen. But also at the same time, you've got to remember this is Champions League football. The weather, will probably suit them better
Mm.
just because of climate. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going to be that nice being outside tomorrow night. I just don't. I think it's like -1 again, -2. And I mean, I don't like it. I'm from England. You know what I mean? But
Bad, isn't it?
exactly. It's chilly, mate. And then, and when you look at yourself afterwards on some sort of fan cam, you're dressed up like Stay Puft Marshmallow, man. You're like, wow, I look big. I look big, but I'm not actually that big. It's just the layers that I've got on because I told you, it's nothing worse being, it's nothing worse being at football freezing cold. It's horrible. It's horrible. And then
It's hard.
especially if the game's not that bad, but not that good as well. But listen, it's going to be a cold night and you've got to be up for it. And Champions League football, anyone can beat anyone. Anyone deserves, I've always said, anyone deserves their place in that competition. It's the top tier of competition. For me, the Champions League final is the best game. It's better than the World Cup final. It's the best game of
Mm.
football you'll watch. You've got the two best teams that are picked and bought by managers, and they're competing, at the highest end. Champions
Yeah.
League football, I love it.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I think, to be honest, though, a Dynamo win, a Dynamo Zagreb win against Arsenal at the Emirates, would that be possibly the biggest upset of all time?
I don't think so, Adam. No, I really don't,
No.
mate. If they beat us 5-0,
Okay.
maybe. If they beat us 5-0, I don't think so. Listen, if we lose tomorrow night, you've got to remember, we've got a depleted squad. We've got no Saliba. He's massive. He's huge. I said about this on Saturday, and everyone's going to a best defender in Europe, and they were slating what I was saying. But it's the truth. He is one of the best defenders in Europe. 100%. If you watched him play every week, you'd understand what I'm saying. It's how he
Mm,
plays the game of football. Yeah,
mm.
of course,
Yeah, he's
Virgil
brilliant.
van Dijk. I think Virgil van Dijk. Listen, he's won stuff. He's top. But listen, if the truth is, if Arsenal don't win stuff either this season or next season, the end of next season, William Saliba probably will be off to Real Madrid. It's just the truth.
Agree.
They're in for him already. I
Agree.
mean, he's a class operator. Real Madrid need to sort their back line out. This is Real Madrid, and when Real Madrid come calling and come and knocking on your door, you know that you're a serious baller. They don't just buy like
No.
shit. They don't. It's just not that. It's not that gig, mate. It's just not. It's not what happens down at Madrid. I mean, they have bought a few, but to try and prize a player like that from Arsenal at this current point in time when we are not looking to sell that guy shows a lot about what this guy is capable of. Now, up front, obviously, we've got our issues. Now, the thing with it is Havertz has got Champions League form, and I think this will be perfect for him. Will he start Trossard? No, he's got a choice of Sterling, Trossard, or Martinelli. So up front, in the middle, will he go with Rice? Will he go with Marino? Will he go with Party? You've got. I'd like to see him probably play Skelly at right back and Tierney at left back, and Timber and
Mm, mm,
Gabriel in the middle. That's the
mm.
option. Or I'd rather Rice being played at right back.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean,
Rice, because
yeah,
Rice is more mobile than Party, and I think he's
he
played
is.
defensively for West Ham before.
He is. He is. He is. And that leads to an interesting question. Does Arteta rest players? I mean, we'll approach the weekend on another podcast, but does he rest players given the threadbare squad that we've got at the moment, or is he just going to go with the strongest that he's got?
But I think you've got in this Champions League, you've got to go strong. Listen, we
Got to.
we
Yeah.
can kill this. I'll tell you what you do. If I'm the guy, you go out with your strong side and you kill this team off, right? You kill them off, and then you start after. If you go 2-0 up after 60 minutes, then you bring on all your midfielders, you bring on your Tierney's, you bring on your Jorginho. Jorginho, for me, is perfect for this game. He will shut that game down after 60 minutes and he will just kill it off. And that's it. You just get him
Yeah.
knocking the ball around, you start passing the ball around, and you kill it. You kill the game, old Mourinho style. That's how you do it. And then you take off the important players you need to take off, and you tell anyone in the back line, if you're leaving them there, like your Gabriels, I think Kirill could be, you bring him on. You will have to. It's go and get the goals, get 2-3-0 up, and then you change it around. You kill the game, change it around, and then we're into a good position. We're going to be the top seeded against the lower seeds, which is what we want. That guarantees us the qualification that we need, I believe, which is
Yeah.
going to be important. And then moving forward, and in the next Champions League game, I would then really thoroughly rotate. I would
Yeah.
fully rotate. I would play. Yeah, definitely. I'd start Kirill. I probably wouldn't even play Gabriel. I would.
Mm,
I would. I would change the whole thing up. I'd start with Jorginho if he's still at the club. I'd definitely
yeah.
play Marino. Sterling would play. Etc. Etc. I would play all of the players, and anyone that needs resting gets rested. So yeah,
There we go. Yeah. All right then. Let's just dive into it. What's your score prediction for tomorrow?
Adam, I've got two of them. I've got Zag. I've got. Oh, do you know? I've got two. I've got in my head. I've got potentially. I'll go 2-1 or 5-0.
2-1 or 5-0?
It's a
Wow.
bit of a jump, Adam, but I'm gonna just. I can't get those two out of my head. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with 3-0. I think it'll be a similar game to the Monaco game, I think. I think we'll
Yeah,
start quite slow, maybe get nick one before half time, and then we'll finish them off late, 2-0, 3-0 at the end
we
of
all
the
know
game.
you
So
like
I
getting
think
finished off late, Adam.
and speaking of being finished off or finishing off late, Arsenal's transfer market. We are on the 21st of January, so that's a seamless transition there. I hope the
Mate,
audience
listen,
can
we do this
appreciate
on deadline day. Don't worry. Listen, that's when Ozil come in. That's when our big name players come in. Don't worry about
that.
it. We've done it we do it every year. Listen,
We do.
everyone else does their business, and it's quite exciting because then you watch deadline day and you're like, Arsenal have bought. You know, it's like, oh my God, Vlahovic is coming to Arsenal. Oh my God, and everyone goes up to the Emirates and then stands outside going, we've got Vlahovic.
Absolutely, yeah. That is going to be some day of it, isn't it? There's going to
It
be a
is.
lot going on. We're gonna end on this because we haven't really dived in too much with the transfer discussion. So I think we'll leave that for another time. I'm
Let's
going to ask
leave
you
it for the
one
next
question
one.
though.
Go
There
on.
is a rumor. There's a hot rumor going around right now,
Yep.
and I want a yes or no from you. Mateus Cunha.
Yes, I watched. You know what? I actually watched Chelsea Wolves, a bit of it, if I'm honest, not all of it. And he looks lively. He does look lively, and you know, he's a lively player. Yeah, I would take him definitely. He's a Premier League player. You know, is he going to be at Wolves come the end of the season? No, he is. But isn't what sort of impact is he going to make at Arsenal? You don't know until the guy's in an Arsenal shirt.
That's it. That's it. So Cunha, yes, I'm going Cunha, yes as well. I think we need somebody.
I can't anyone, Adam. I'd stick you up
I
there,
think
son.
we need someone who can get about. Do you know what? I'd have Giroud come back at this stage.
Oh,
To
mate,
be
Giroud,
fair,
but Giroud's quality, mate. People forget
he
Giroud's
was. He was.
quality.
No, he was, and
Mate,
he
he's
still is.
France's leading all-time goal scorer.
He
Like, people
was, and
need to get this.
he was, and he still is.
Yeah,
I'm going to end on a
get
funny
off his
note.
back. Go
Would
on,
you take Nicholas? Would you take Nicholas Bentner back?
mate. Lord Bentner. Mate, listen, I'll have
Lord
Lord Bentner at
Bentner.
the minute. Lord Bentner done. Mate, listen, he done bits, mate. He did do bits. Like, let's be honest. You can't mess around with this. He did do bits, mate.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
he was the ultimate PI 5-5 taker, wasn't he?
Yeah, oh mate, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. The Barnets he had were unreal. Oh man.
There we go. An amusing note to finish off this podcast. We both made our predictions. I'm going 3-0. Marty's giving you 2, either a 2-1 or a 5-0 to Arsenal. Let's hope we win it. Let's hope the morale boost comes from another victory at the Emirates on a cold evening. Hopefully they can warm us all up. There we go. So thanks again, Marty, for joining the podcast. Great to have you as always.
Nice one,
And
mate. Thank you. It's a
to
pleasure.
the viewers, do the 3-punch combination for us. Like, subscribe, and get your comments in. Let us know what you're thinking. Would you have Lord Bentner back at Arsenal? Open to interpretation.
Oh, mate.
Over and out. See you on the next one.
See you later.